Yeah, I'm leaving Pilates. Well, I just left Pilates, but I wanted to tell y'all something that happened to me that I've come to realize that a lot of relationship gurus or people on IG or people on TikTok don't really address is the narcissist that never wants to give up on you. The narcissist that even if you went no contact, he's still contacting you. He's still trying to put in effort to show you that he's a changed man and he wants you back. Well, this happened to me. And everybody who I tried to talk to about the situation, they're like, oh, just ignore him. Just ignore. 7 months. 7 months of ignoring this individual. He's been texting me, calling me, going through my family members. I've been ignoring him. So last week I was at work. When I'm at work, I'm a nurse practitioner. Plethora of people is calling me, and the numbers are not saved numbers. So I just pick up the calls, and I'm like, Valentina speaking, how may I help you? Well, he calls, and I did not know. I picked up the phone. I said, Valentina, how may I help you? And he's like, hey, V. None of the nurses or doctors going to call me V. I'm like, hey, who is this? Mind you, it's been 7 months. I do not remember how this man's voice sounds. He's like, do you know who this is? I'm like, no, who is this? He's like, it's da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, why are you calling? He's like, no, I'm calling because I want to tell you I'm a changed man. I go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays. I don't go out no more. I don't smoke no more. I don't drink no more. You saw how I used to go clubbing day in, day out. I stopped doing that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but I've been trying to stay away from. He's like, I know, but I just want to show you I'm a changed man. I said, you know what? Bump this. Let's go out. I said, yeah, we could go out. So we've been talking on the phone consistently because it was my work week. I work 1 week and I'm off 1 week. So my first night off, we went out to eat. We went to dinner. We sat there, we talked, and he came back to my place. I did not have sex with him because in my mind, I'm like, sir, I want you to know that you do not want me. And it played out so well that it was so weird how it played out. Let me tell you what happened. So we head back to my place, right? I did not have sex with him. I have been abstinence from sex for 7 months, literally. And the discernment and the clarity that I have that I no longer participate in sex is like 100, literally. So we're laying in the bed and he's like, oh, you gonna put that thing on me? And I'm like, no. He's like, okay, remember, when it's time for me, when it's time for you, if you want sex from me and I say no, I don't want to hear nothing. I said, okay, no problem. Mind you, the whole point of this situation is to show this man that he does not want me, right? The next night, we went and we watched the Heat and Bull games at my house. We fell asleep early, but prior to falling asleep, I was on IG. This girl posted a post saying, single life is only fun when you're a hoe, right? So I went in the comments and I put, I'd rather be bored, STD free, at peace, not worrying about what he's doing or what he's not doing, right? IG has it to where if you like somebody comment underneath a post, you can take the person comment, put it in your story, and it'll come up on your story too as a repost. So when I seen it, I repost her repost at 4 a.m. Well, I had an individual who I was talking to in December when I left my ex, who's in my bed now, in September. So December came around, I thought I was ready to date and, socialize. I realized I wasn't. The guy texted me Happy New Year in January. I text him back Happy New Year. I called him and I said, listen, I see that you're really into me, but I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready to date right now. You don't need to call or text me anymore. He still calls and he still texts me. He actually wanted to take me out for Valentine's Day. I told him no. To this day, he kept on calling, texting me. He finally got the picture. He stopped really contacting me around March, right? So when we went on the date, I put on IG on a date, kind of nervous, right? I guess this man from January realized, oh, so you were lying. You really wanted to go on a date. Him not knowing that it's with my ex, literally. So he goes, and when I repost the repost at 4 a.m, he calls me at 4 a.m. Mind you, my ex is with me in the bed. So I pick up the phone and I'm like, why are you calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning? He's like, oh no, I saw you repost a repost, so that's why I knew that you were up, and that's why I'm calling you. I'm like, why are you calling me for? I want to buy you flowers. I want to take you out to eat. I see you went on a date. I'm like, sir, I'm with my man right now. He's like, oh, now you finally claiming him. Him not even knowing that we just started talking. I said, yeah, I'm claiming him, so can you please leave my phone alone? I hung up the phone. So he goes and he flips over on the other side of the bed. I'm like, okay, he's mad. So I'm having conversation with him. He's giving me one-liners. I'm like, okay, he's mad. No problem, right? I get up the next morning. I go work out. I come back home. I cook breakfast. I bring him breakfast. He looks at me and he says, I'm not eating that shit. My eyes opened up and I'm like, this is the individual that I remembered. Nothing changed about this man. Literally. So I go and I said, oh, you're mad. I said, I knew that you was mad because I was talking to you last night. And he was like, yeah, I have every right to be mad. I said, yeah, you do have every right to be mad. He's like, V, if a girl would have called me at 4 o'clock in the morning, you would have flipped the fuck out this house. I said, that was the old me. I was like, you have to realize we haven't been together for 7 months. It's right for me to question you and ask you, what is your dealing with the individual? And if you show me like you have nothing going on with the individual, I would go ahead and let it be. So as I'm showing him, this man is basically talking to himself in my text messages and on IG. He goes, I don't give a fuck. Y'all girls can take a man back who lies and cheat on you, but I don't do that. I have boundaries. Mind you, this man lied and cheated throughout the whole relationship. That's why I left him. I'm like, oh, you have boundaries? He's like, yeah, just because you don't have it don't mean that I don't have it. I said, oh, okay. I said, so this means that you don't want me, right? He's like, yeah, I don't want you. I'm good on you. I said, oh, okay. I was like, I'm just making it sure. You're right? You don't want me. He's like, yeah. You see, y'all? You see what happened? It's so crazy because at the dinner table, I looked at him and I was like, I'm so shocked that we're at dinner right now. I would have never thought the day would have came that I would have been talking to you because I no longer wanted to talk to you. He said, V, that's the past. This is the present. It's 11:11. Make a wish. And you know what my wish was? I said, God, show this man a sign so he can leave me alone. And look what happened. Look what happened. Now we're good. If you text me and call me back, I'm calling the psych ward because you're a psychopath. You're a psycho. That was it, y'all. That was my little story time. Let me go home and take me a shower, baby.
She knew exactly what she was doing. Sometimes you need to give people the chance to prove themselves just so they can prove you right. If he calls again, she said she's calling the psych ward. Now let's open the comments up. What would you have done in this situation?